Hey guys, this is Hannah, and I'm doing my first video, so if you just bear with me, I'm sure we'll get this all figured out. So today I'm going to be using a sketch from Scraptastic from their birthday challenge, their sketch birthday challenge. So happy birthday, Scraptastic, and yeah, happy birthday. I'm so excited. I couldn't celebrate this weekend because I was at my brother's wedding, and he lives outside of San Francisco a little bit, and I live in Hawaii, so I had to fly all the way there. It was just me. We couldn't afford to fly my whole family, so I'm finally excited that I can get some time to scrap and get a video out. So yeah, I'm so excited. This is my first video. Hopefully I don't screw it up too bad, and you guys can stick with me and we can learn a lot from each other. So yeah, so I'm using this sketch. I'm pretty much going to go by the sketch just because since I've had a week or so off from scrapping, I need to get my mojo back. And so yeah, so here I am fixing the ATG. Of course, it has to happen on the first video, right? I just left this in. It didn't take me too long to do this. So for the background paper, I decided to use the mustard cardstock from American Craft that came in the Boys of the Summer kit. That's the kit that I got, and I got the add-on as well. So I'll be using mostly the stuff from there. I also am going to be using a little bit of the stuff from the Either Way kit and add-on from last month. I still have a few pieces of that left. So to match these pictures of my daughter and my husband from our Make-A-Wish vacation that we did in February, I'm using the Fancy Pants paper from their boy collection that just came out not too long ago. And I thought that green went really, really well with the theme that I've kind of been going with some of the papers that I've been using for her Make-A-Wish album. Now this isn't gonna go in the album. I'm pretty much done with that, but I thought that it would be nice to have these pictures pretty much use very similar looking papers. So for that big piece right there, that's crepe paper, and that's their Boys Rule collection, and I'm going to be using that as my bigger piece. So here I'm just trying to figure out how much of it I want to use. That paper is like super cool. It has a stencil-y type of like iron look with the chevron. It kind of looks like a die plate or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like the other side as well, which is why I cut it up. I almost used it for the whole thing, but I end up having a lot of cardstock at the end if I don't use them for background, so I used it for background. I also am using this hexagon, like almost honeycomby type of paper, and I'm inking it with the red chalk ink that came as a gift if you get a kit from the month before. And down in the bottom I have a library card and pocket. On the sketch they use a tag in a pocket, but I thought that the library card went pretty good with that safari zoo type of theme, like without being too themey. So I don't mind being a little themey if it goes with it. So yeah, down in the bottom underneath that second picture, which I don't use the dimensions that they use on the sketch. That was one thing that I kind of deviated a little bit from. I thought it didn't really matter too much as long as I tried to keep it pretty tight. And I left quite a bit of open space on the outside, which is what they use on the sketch. So I also didn't add anything at the top or the bottom. I thought about it, but in the end I don't know, I kind of liked that open space, and since I had the pictures a little bit bigger, it kind of works out better that way. So that red and white wonky lined paper is from Fancy Pants. It's from their Be Different collection. That's their boy collection that they have as well. And you know, I really like this boy kit. It's not too boy, so I can use it with my girls. I got 2 girls and a boy, so you know, I mean, that was one thing with these boy or girl or birthday themed papers, is that, you know, are you going to have enough to do, you know, what with all the kids that you have or whatever. So here I'm just taping everything down. I mean, as you could see earlier, I had that POW paper, and from last month I still had tons left, and I really wanted to use it, but it just wasn't gonna work. So here I'm just kind of edging that card and that library card pocket, just to give it a little depth, because it does lift up off the page a little bit. So I'm putting everything on. I'm just figuring out where I had it. I use that blue striped Cartabella. So as I was saying, I used that Cartabella paper, that lined paper. I really liked the color, the punch of color that it gave. That is from their boy collection as well, their Boy Oh Boy. And I really like the thickness of that Cartabella paper. I just love the texture of it, so it kind of gives a pop for that banner. So here I'm looking for alphas. That's the one thing I don't like about this kit, is that the alphas are really, really small, and sometimes you just need a big alpha to kind of go, you know, with your layout. So I'm looking through my stuff. I have some leftover burlap. I think they're Fancy Pants alphas, and so I have those left over from last month, and so I'm going to use those for the first word, and the second word I'm going to use the thickers from. So yeah, so here I'm just attaching them. And yeah, so these pictures are from the San Diego Zoo. My daughter, she was diagnosed with leukemia last May, so she's been over a year cancer-free, yay. So in February, around the time when she hit her maintenance phase, we went on a Make-A-Wish vacation, and she wanted to be a zookeeper. So these pictures are from that day at the zoo, and we fed about 3 or 4 different kind of animals, and the elephant was the first. So here I am putting those thickers that are foam, and of course I realized that I don't have an E, so I had to go back and put all big letters, but they ended up looking out really nice with the bigger letters. So here I'm trying to figure out what I want to put. They're supposed to be flags on the paper, but I didn't have any sticks or toothpicks or anything to use, or any flags in my stash. So I'm just looking to see what I have that I can use for flags. And I decided to go with those Fancy Pants tabs that are like banner tabs. And so I'm just trying to think what else I want to put on there. And I decided to go with that one that has the green, and it has a hashtag, and it says fave, and the green just goes really well with the Fancy Pants lined paper. The white is not quite on because they use an off-white, but I don't mind that it's off-white with the white. I mean, it kind of looks nice, and it breaks up some of all the different colors there. It just adds a little different that's not even a word. It just adds something a little bit different for your eye to look at, since I didn't do a whole lot as far as embellishments. So I put that middle one on the pop dots just because I wanted it to stand out. And at first I used an orange banner tab thing, and I was gonna take it up, but of course I had already put the pop dots down, and sometimes when you put those pop dots down, they ain't going anywhere. So I just put over top a blue one, just right over top. It fit pretty good, so you can't even tell. So here I'm just looking for some other stickers maybe to put in that area to bring things over. And here on the card I use a tag. I think it's Fancy Pants, but I'm not positive. And it says warning, wild things spotted in the area. So I put that, and here I'm just looking for something else to put on that pocket. And we had a whole bunch of arrows in our ephemera packs. So I used those, and I also use a round date up near the banners. I thought that that would help add for a little bit more interest. So, you know, sometimes having some circly things with other things looks really nice. So here I'm just inking up, and those ones, instead of using the brick wall Prima, I used last month's Old Road, and I just thought that it helped not having way too much of the red around everything. So for those arrows I use glue dots instead of using the ATG. Sometimes when you have those little pieces, the ATG, just like by the time you get it on there, it's like half off and you're fixing it, and so the glue dots work really, really well for that. And yeah, so I'm just sticking those all on, and I'm going to be in a minute looking through my flare badges, and I really wanted to put a flare badge because I wanted another circle element, and I couldn't find one that worked, and there was one that would have been nice, but I couldn't find a spot for it, so I ended up giving that one up, which I'm okay with. In the end, I really, really liked the way the layout turned out, even though it's really simple. I think not scrapping for a week or whatever, you kind of like doing something simple helps give you that confidence till you end up, you know, getting your scrappy mojo back. So here I'm just putting some enamel dots from last month from the Either Way kit. I had a few of those yellow ones left, so I put some of those, and I also used the DIY, I think it's DIY, the burlappy arrow, and so everything's kind of pointing to that bottom picture of my husband feeding lettuce to the elephant. And you know, I'm okay that you can't see that you're not focused on my daughter. It kind of brings you in a circle, even though the embellishments kind of give a diagonalness to it. And so here I'm looking for a piece of wood veneer because I really wanted something wood to add another texture. I think I had already added some gems on the library card holder, and so yeah, so here I'm trying to get my glossy accents. Figures that both the ATG and the glossy accents didn't want to cooperate with me tonight. Hopefully this audio track will work too, because I've been working on it for a while. But you know, it's been a great learning experience. I am so glad that I'm doing this, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy watching this as well. So yeah, so I really liked that geotag. It really just added something. And so here I'm just looking for the right pen. I really like pens, so I used a gel pen, and I'm just writing my journaling on that card. And I really like that the journaling is hidden, because sometimes when you have so much to say, I don't know, it just takes up so much space on your page, it kind of interrupts that flow that you're trying to do. But I really do like the journaling, so I really like that I could write a lot and just tuck it in, and you don't see it so much, so if you want to look at it, you can look at it. I mean, the pictures kind of tell the story itself. I mean, so yeah, I just pretty much said that the girls and we all had fun feeding the elephant, and that, yeah. So, and now my girls want to be zookeepers. Well guys, I hope you really enjoyed my video. Hopefully it wasn't too hard to sit through. I tried to make it pretty short, so enjoy.